There is a movie out right now that is breaking people's brains. It's called Jurassic World Rebirth, and it currently sits at 58% on Rotten Tomatoes, a score that tells you absolutely nothing because nobody thinks this movie is just okay, mid, or whatever. People either think it's a brilliant, terrifying return to form for the franchise, or they think it's one of the dumbest, most insulting blockbusters ever made. And what's truly wild is that they are often pointing at the exact same scenes to prove their point.
Places they shouldn't be.
Phew, that's crazy. This isn't just a divisive movie, it's a paradox. But I'm here to tell you that this thing is not a mistake. It's not just a case of bad writing. This movie's chaotic, schizophrenic identity is the entire point. It's a secret war being fought on screen for millions of dollars, and I'm going to show you exactly where all the bodies are buried. The central puzzle of Jurassic World Rebirth is why it feels like it has a raging personality disorder. On one hand, you have Gareth Edwards, the director of Godzilla and Rogue One, a guy whose entire brand is building unbearable human-level tension in the face of colossal threats. On the other hand, you have David Cook, the writer of the original Jurassic Park, back on scripting duties. You have Scarlett Johansson, fresh off her MCU run, ready to lead a gritty, morally complex action film. All the marketing, all the interviews promised us a return to the claustrophobic horror of the 1993 original. A darker, more mature, more intense Jurassic experience. And yet, the final film is also packed with moments so cartoonishly silly, so unbelievably convenient, that they feel like they were written for a Saturday morning cartoon. The movie lurches from a nail-biting suspense to eye-rolling absurdity with no warning. This isn't a tonal misstep, it's a civil war. So let's set the stage for this cinematic battleground. The premise itself is actually pretty solid. Coep's big idea was to ground the franchise again, establishing that these resurrected dinosaurs can only thrive in hot, humid, equatorial climates. It's a smart, plausible limitation that immediately contains the dinos are everywhere problem of the last movie. Our story is then split in two. Plotline A is a high-stakes mercenary thriller. Scarlett Johansson plays Zora Bennett, a corporate soldier leading a team, including Mahershala Ali's charismatic Kincaid, on a mission to a secret island off the coast of Thailand. Their goal? Extract a unique dinosaur enzyme needed to create a life-saving drug. It's gritty, it's morally gray, it's basically Sicario with raptors. Plotline B is a family survival drama. The Delgado family is on a fancy yacht trip that goes horribly wrong, stranding them on the same island. You have the grieving patriarch, Ruben, his two kids, Isabella and Lucas, and the teenage daughter's universally disliked boyfriend, Xavier Dobbs. It's the Poseidon adventure with a T-Rex. And these two stories are happening at the same time in the same place. And this is where we find out our first massive glowing clue. The movie isn't intercutting between the two subplots. It feels like it's switching channels between two completely different movies. The mercenary plot dominates the first half. It's all tense briefings, tactical gear, and corporate espionage. Then the movie just kind of forgets about them and dedicates the back half almost entirely to the Delgado family's increasingly harrowing survival nightmare. The transitions aren't just weak, they feel like a commercial break. 1 minute you're watching a tense, quiet scene of professional soldiers tracking something in the jungle. The next, you're suddenly thrown into a loud, frantic sequence of a family screaming just as their boat gets chomped. It's jarring. The only thing that connects these two narratives is a single solitary creature, a cute dinosaur named Dolores, a juvenile aguilops that befriends the young daughter Isabella. This one adorable merchandisable creature is literally the only narrative bridge the movie builds between the two warring halves. It's less of a bridge and more of a flimsy rope swaying over a canyon of narrative incoherence. Now, if you're fighting a war between two different movies, there are going to be casualties. And in Rebirth, the first casualties are the characters. The script is an absolute graveyard of wasted potential. You hire Mahershala Ali, a two-time Oscar winner, to play Kincaid, the charming and capable team leader. The movie gives him about 5 lines. Lets him look cool holding a gun, and then give him a completely unearned, predictable hero sacrifice. His arc is basically non-existent. He's not a character. He's a plot device walking around in a Mahershala Ali-shaped suit. Then you have Jonathan Bailey as Dr. Henry Loomis, the idealistic scientist on the mercenary crew. He's set up as the film's moral compass, the guy who is in awe of the dinosaurs, while Zora and her team just see them as assets to be exploited. I mean, it's a classic fantastic Crichton-esque conflict, and the movie does absolutely nothing with it. He just sort of wanders around in the background looking concerned until he disappears into the narrative void. Even Scarlett Johansson's Zora feels undercooked. Her motivation is corporate greed, which is fine, but there's no depth beyond that. Her dialogue is purely utilitarian, and the performance feels weirdly disengaged, like she's not quite sure which movie she's supposed to be in right now. How are you supposed to build a compelling character when their story is constantly being interrupted by a completely different family drama? And this brings me to the teen drama subplot, which might be the most frustrating part of the whole thing. The movie spends a surprising amount of time setting up the tension between the dad, Ruben, and his daughter's boyfriend, Xavier. Ruben hates him. You get it. It's a classic, relatable conflict. You expect some kind of resolution. Either Xavier proves himself a hero, or he's a coward who gets what he deserves, or he and Ruben find some common ground. But the movie just forgets? The thread is completely dropped. It's like a promise that's never kept, another victim of the movie's split focus. These aren't just underdeveloped character, they are narrative ghosts haunting the edges of a story that's too busy fighting with itself to care about them. They are proof that you cannot serve two masters, or in this case, two entirely separate movies. And the battle extends beyond the script and right into the technical execution. This is where my brain starts to melt. Gareth Edwards is a master of visual tension. He knows how to use scale, shadow, and sound, or the lack of it, just to create a palpable sense of dread. And you see flashes of his genius all over this movie. There are these brilliant shots where the camera will show us a perfectly camouflaged dinosaur hiding in plain sight seconds before the characters see it. It's pure chef's kiss dramatic irony that puts you in the absolute edge of your seat. He's channeling Spielberg, he's channeling Alien, he's doing what he does best. And then, just as that beautiful, quiet tension is reaching its peak, the movie commits an act of self-sabotage. The score, instead of being subtle, just explodes with a loud, blaring, generic action music cue, completely shattering the mood. It's like someone is screaming in your ear right at the most delicate moment. It happens over and over again. Quiet, masterful suspense, and then bam! Loud, obnoxious noise. It feels like two different people were in the editing room. One was trying to make a smart, atmospheric thriller, and the other was trying to make sure nobody in the audience fall asleep. It's not a collaboration, it's a fight to the death for control of the film's soul. And nowhere is this internal war more obvious than in the dinosaurs themselves. The creature design in this film is absolutely schizophrenic. On one side of the battlefield, you have the movie's Big Bang, a new hybrid, and I'm not kidding. The source material describes it as a blend of T-Rex and Xenomorph from Alien. It's a biomechanical, terrifying monster straight out of an R-rated horror body film. It's designed to be pure nightmare fuel, a callback to the relentless, unstoppable horror of the original Raptors. And then, on the other side of the battlefield, you have Dolores, the doe-eyed, adorable little aqualops who eats candy out of a child's hand. She's a plush toy. She's a Funko Pop waiting to happen. She is designed to be so cute and non-threatening that she makes Baby Yoda look like a hardened criminal. The movie wants to have it both ways. It wants the visceral pants-wetting terror of a Geiger-esque monster, and the family-friendly marketable appeal of a cuddly little pet. The dinosaurs themselves are having an identity crisis. Are they terrifying forces of nature, or are they cute animal sidekicks? The movie's answer is just yes. It's like the filmmakers looked at their own franchise and said,
Jurassic World Rebirth.
I don't want to play with you anymore, and then tried to cram it into a box with completely different toys. So, what does this all mean? We have two separate plots that feel like two different movies. We have a cast of talented actors whose characters are just left completely unresolved. We have a director's signature style that is constantly being kneecapped by a generic loud score. We have dinosaurs that are simultaneously designed to be horrifying monsters and adorable pets. It all points to one thing. This isn't a movie with a few flaws. This is a war between two movies, a battle for the soul of the film. One movie is Jurassic Park as a tense adult thriller, and the other is Jurassic World as a family-friendly monster mash. And they are fighting for every single frame of screen time. And this brings me to the smoking gun. The one piece of evidence so profoundly stupid that it single-handedly proved my entire theory. I'm talking, of course, about the candy wrapper incident. In the pivotal scene, the entire high-tech, multi-million-dollar security system of a secret corporate lab is defeated because a character drops a candy wrapper and it jams the pneumatic side security door, preventing it from closing. A candy wrapper. This is the inciting incident that leads to a catastrophic dinosaur breakout. Oh, the irony. Now, some people will defend this. They'll say it's no dumber than uploading a computer virus to an alien mothership in Independence Day. But they're missing the point. The point isn't that it's dumb. The problem is that where it's happened, it's a silly, convenient, almost childish plot device dropped directly into the middle of what's supposed to be the gritty, serious, mercenary thriller part of the movie. It's the moment the family-friendly adventure movie stages a violent coup and takes over the entire film. It's so tonally jarring, so utterly out of place. It's like watching The Dark Knight and suddenly the Joker slips on a banana peel. This is the moment where the war is lost and the silly movie wins. And the final twist here is that this isn't really a problem with Jurassic World Rebirth. It's a symptom of a much larger disease infecting all of modern blockbuster filmmaking. The 9-figure blockbuster has to be everything to everyone. It has to be dark, gritty thriller for the adults. It has to be fun, rollicking adventure for the teenagers. It has to be cute, marketable creatures for the little kids. It has to have spectacular action for the international market. And instead of choosing a tone and sticking with it, the studio's solution is just to throw it all in the blender. They tried to staple a horror movie to an adventure movie to a family comedy and hope the seams don't show. And in Rebirth, the seams aren't just showing, they've split wide open and the stuffing is coming out. Scarlett Johansson's performance suddenly makes more perfect sense. How can you give a committed, grounded performance when you don't know if you're in Aliens or Paddington 2? From one scene to the next in the same movie. You can't. You just hit your marks, say your lines, and cash the check. So in the end, Jurassic World Rebirth isn't just a movie, it's a cinematic chimera, a mythological beast cobbled together from the parts of two entirely different creatures that were never meant to exist as one. It has the head of a terrifying thriller, the body of a family adventure, and the tail of a creature feature, and the wings of a corporate product. It's a lab experiment gone horribly, fascinatingly wrong. And the ultimate irony is that a film series built entirely on that premise, that hubristically combining things that don't belong together leads to chaos and disaster, has become the perfect example of its own central theme. The movie itself says, fine, I'll do it myself. It is, in its own beautiful, disastrous way, the most Jurassic Park thing ever made. But what do you think? Is this kind of everything bagel approach to blockbusters just the future of cinema? Or is it a creative dead end? Let me know your full, unfiltered thoughts down in the comments. And hey, if you enjoyed this caffeine-fueled deep dive and just want to see me lose my mind over another movie, do me a huge favor. Annihilate that like button, subscribe to the channel for more content just like this, and make sure you ring that notification bell so you don't miss the next time I find a cinematic conspiracy that needs exposing. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
These dinosaurs were too dangerous for the original park.
I'll say they're raptors. They're raptors.
The worst of the worst.
Come on! Duncan!
We put ourselves in a place we don't belong.